No one wants to worry about their garage door, right? You just want to push a button and go. Well, one call to Direct Service Overhead Garage Doors, and we can make that a reality. We provide 24-hour, same-day service at no additional cost, alongside the best pricing in the industry. So give us a call today and stop worrying about that broken garage door or opener. 501-244-3667. Or visit our website at directserviceoverhead.com. Don't wait days. We'll fix it now.
Yikes. What? Dude. Nashville? Hello? What's going on? I'm doing good. How about yourself? Right. Yes, sir. Can't wait. Thank you. See you. Ooh.
Where are you going?
Tennessee Titans, baby. Right up the road. Thank you.
So happy, I'm not kidding. I thought my baby was gonna be going to New York, anywhere, but oh my God, thank you, Jesus.
Huh? She said, I want to go to your house.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
That's so awesome. Yes, sir. Congratulations.
Appreciate
I'm so happy for you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, watch it on TV.
Gotcha.
One time it goes live.
Right.
The Philadelphia Eagles have traded the 18th pick to the Tennessee Titans. With the 18th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Treylon Burks, wide receiver, Arkansas.
All right, there you have it. That's from Hogs Plus, by the way, in case you guys didn't see the watermark on the top right hand side of the screen there, the screen within the screen. Let's do this, you guys. It's Friday, and I'm in a great mood. 3, 2, 1. Yo! How about that? How about Mr. Burks? How long have we been saying, myself, some of you guys in chat, not all of you, some of you, you know who you are, we've been saying it. He's a first round pick. That's what he is, man. That's what he is. He's a first-round pick. I thought he was, for sure. Now, did we have doubts along the way after the 4.55 40? You thought maybe that would have an impact? Yeah, you mulled it over a little bit. We all did. But felt like he had a good shot sticking right there. Sticking right there. Woo Pig Suey for life. What's going on, Thomas Nunley? Will Lennox. What's up, Ty? Chris G with the 3-2-1. Yo! I love it. I love it. So proud of Burks. Congratulations, young man. Get your money, bro. For sure. For show. Faux show. Just going to say I was the only. Don't do it, Austin. You thought he was going to the Titans. I want screenshots, buddy. That's one of our Discord mods right there. He's saying he called it. He's going to the Titans. Who would have thought they would have dropped Brown like that to do that? That was insane. Maybe you did. I don't remember. So excited for him. Great landing spot for him. Yeah, Titans who they won the AFC South last year, did they not? Am I crazy? Didn't they win the South? Check Discord. Oh, did you give me a screenshot? Let's see it. Let me see it. Where's the screenshot? Because I don't recall anybody saying Titans. No one really thought he was going there because of Brown, who, by the way, he was compared to. Why most teams don't draft a guy. Again, this is hindsight, right? Most places aren't gonna draft a guy when they've already got that same similar body type at wide receiver or at a skill position. Now, obviously, offensive line, that's one thing. I don't see any screenshots. I'm waiting. No one until this is in our Discord. Dragon Slayer 1273 says no one until Philly traded pick thought he was going to the Titans. I definitely didn't see it. Perhaps. Oh yeah, our thread. Let me check our thread. Hang on. Will Lennox had him going to Green Bay. Okay, but he said or Titans. He didn't say the Titans. He said Green Bay, or that's like me I wanted one pick. Your first pick was Green Bay. I'll give you that, though, Austin. I'll go ahead and give you that, I guess. I'll give you half that. You made 2 picks, though. Everyone else made 1 pick. You made 2. So does that count? Do we give him full credit? But nonetheless, I really didn't think he was going there. I thought for a second they might go after Philly. The Dallas Cowboys, I think, probably would have had he been available. But, yeah. I mean, you could hear the surprise for sure. Yeah, you put it in the thread, Austin, but you had 2 picks. What's up, Tuck Tuck? I'm not sure I've ever seen you here. That's an interesting name, Tuck Tuck. Woo Pig, my man. Close to home, so fans should show out for him and a playoff team as well. Yeah, they won the AFC South last year. Woo Pig Suey. Way to go, Burks, says Big L. Thomas Nunley says, I was a hardcore Houston Oiler fan. Followed them to Tennessee. I lost $1,200 betting on them. Good grief. Losing by 1 yard. Losing by 1 yard in the Millennial Super Bowl. I totally disown the Titans. I will go to as many ... Burks is a great kid. Deserves to be where he's at, says Michael Kopesky. Woo Pig Suey. Is Hazelwood a sophomore or junior? Technically, he has, I believe, the minimum, or at the very minimum, he has 2 years of eligibility. But he is technically a junior. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. He's a junior. Titan game. Oh, I see. You didn't finish your sentence. You're going to go to as many Titans games as you can now and watch, of course, mostly watch. Yeah, I think it's a good pick. I really do. I think the Titans, regardless of who did or didn't pick him, wink, going to the Titans, I think it's a good place for him to go to, man. I mean, looking at their roster, what they gave up, maybe that was because of salary cap. You know, maybe there's some salary cap discussions going on there. When's their next pick? When is the Tennessee Titans' next pick? Did they make any moves? I'm looking down here, and it doesn't even look like that. I don't see a second-round pick for them. Keep in mind, I don't have my glasses, but I don't see a second-round pick for them. They must have traded it off, huh? Washington. So it starts with the Jags, the Lions, the Jets, the Giants. Jaguars, Lions, Jets, Giants, Texans. Let's see. The Bears. Seattle. Well, unless I'm just not seeing it or this is a typo. I could have sworn I read somewhere where they had a second-round pick, but I'm not seeing it on the official NFL website. I guess, is this the official? Yeah, NFL.com. Not seeing it. Round 3. Do they have a pick in round 3, or did they trade that away? There they are, 90. So, again, unless I'm seeing it wrong, their next pick's going to be at 90. My Rams don't have a pick until 104. No idea what they do. I've given up trying to guess what McVay and Snead. I've given up with those guys. They're in their lab cooking it up, right? Trying to figure it out. Trying to figure out what they're going to do with the pick, with their NFL draft picks. They always they kind of go off the cuff a little bit. I'm excited, though, regardless. I hate that they're outside of the – I would love to have them to trade up maybe into the top 50, but not – and maybe something could happen. There's still plenty of time for trades. I was hoping Atlanta – who's our guy in Discord that's Atlanta? Is it Julio? Who's the Atlanta Falcon fan? AJ Brown wanted mad money. Yeah, it was north of $20 million or something. I'll worry about Tannehill throwing. That's a guy that still surprises me that he's an NFL quarterback. Not because he's been bad. He played wide receiver at A&M. Julian. That's right. My bad. $20 that the Titans draft replacement for Tannehill. You still have Malik Willis on the board. He won't be there by the time the Titans pick, but he's still there. Tannehill did pretty well with AJ with that run game. Burks could do really well. He can make a quarterback look good off screen passes, right? I agree. Yeah, so I think that was a great pick. I do. I think that was a great place for him to go to. I don't necessarily know that it's going to translate to much. We don't know, right? You just don't know till the dust settles and give it some time. By the way, Discord's been blowing up since yesterday. We've added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in the last just since yesterday. So if you're not in, come join us. It's a lot of fun. We streamed the Treylon Burks' pick. We streamed it last night in Discord. Had a lot of fun with it. I was falling asleep. I was a little tired, not gonna lie. Yeah. So I've seen where he's graded out pretty poorly, though. Like in terms of the draft grade, like a C+ draft grade. I don't know. I mean, let's just hope that he proves everybody wrong. Right? He's got to prove everybody wrong. Go do it. Go do your thing, man. The Pig Trail Network live show is brought to you by Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. They offer same-day services, emergency service 24/7, 365 days a year, free estimates, quality parts, affordable outcomes, hundreds of 5-star reviews, better than best results. Give them a call today at 501-244-3667. Again, that's 501-244-3667. Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. The Titans traded their second pick for when they required Julio Jones. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Texas has a wide receiver in the portal as of yesterday. Watch out. Does Arkansas have any scholarship left for portal play? They do. They have 3. Really quick before we get to the portal talk, I want to talk about who is next. Who's next? Who's the next first-round pick out of Arkansas next year? Do they have one? We talked about this a little bit last night on the live stream. Who do you guys think is next? I think most people agree on at least one player next year having a legitimate shot at being the next Razorback first round pick. But who do you guys like? Who's on your list of, hey, look, this cat is going to be a first round pick, lock it down next year? Burks goes in this round in the 18th pick. Remember, everybody said he was either a late first rounder. I think it was it Todd McShay who didn't have him drafted in the first round at all. Golly, I love proving that guy wrong. Him and Mel Kiper. If it's not Catalan, it'll be 2024 offensive lineman. Who, though, Austin? Come on, man. Bumper pull if he blows up even more, his name alone. I don't think so. I mean, that's okay. That's your pick. I don't see it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to tell you when you guys are right or wrong. That's what I'm going to do. I'm kidding. But I don't see Bumper pull going in the first round. I mean, you kind of feel like, I mean, unless he just unbelievable year, he's definitely got the time under his belt. And he's a pretty durable player, played through some injuries. He strikes me as a, I don't know. I mean, it is tough. It's very tough. What we're doing right now is it's throwing darts in the middle of the night with no lighting, right? Like, we just don't really know. But I could see Bumper maybe like a 6th round, 5th, 6th round guy. From what I understand, still has a little bit to work on, right? And then there's just some things. He's got a ceiling. Catalan, if injury-free, I like that. That's from Michael. Yeah, Nathan Baggs, Harper Cole. Woodward was put on, you're right, Woodward was put on scholarship. Yep, all three of those guys. Nathan Baggs, who's expected, possibly going to get quite a bit of playing time this year at tight end. Harper Cole was a little bit surprising. Jackson Woodward wasn't. Like, how good is Hazelwood actually? Did someone pick Hazelwood? We just don't know what we don't know about Hazelwood. I think he's going to have to put together a pretty solid 2022 season, like a really good 2022 season. He's going to have to take over. He's going to have to take Burks' spot, right? And maybe then some. What about Sanders? How much eligibility does he have left? Sanders is a true sophomore. He will not be eligible. Unless I'm having a senior moment here. Yeah, Raheem Sanders is not eligible. Your running backs that are – you don't have a single running back that's eligible. I thought Dominic Johnson was eligible. Okay, there he is. Yeah, he is eligible. Dominic Johnson is draft eligible. Javion Hunt is a redshirt freshman, so technically his second year. I had this conversation in a group chat that I was in yesterday. Someone said, what if Trey Knox blows away all expectations, becomes the best receiving tight end, and really locks down his ability as a good kick-out blocker, works really well in the veer and shoot in this RPO offense, is one of the top tight ends in the country. I think the argument he was trying to make was, what does it have to take for Knox to be the first tight end taken next year? You don't see tight ends taken in the first round very often. I said he'd have to do all that and probably really blow people away at the NFL Combine. But I don't see him in the first round. I don't see Dominic Johnson. He'll be draft eligible. Don't see that happening. Who else you got? What else we got? Scrolling down here. Who could be next, man? What about Ricky Stromberg? Pro Football Focus was liking them some Ricky Stromberg after I think it was his sophomore year. They graded him out pretty high. Arkansas has a pretty decent reputation with centers. But the thing is he's flexible enough. He could be a utility interior offensive lineman. He could play guard. I don't think it's a stretch. I mean, if he has, he's definitely got a lot he's got to work on, right? Don't sleep on Dwight McLaughlin. That's a good point, Mike. You're not wrong. Dominic Johnson, if he gets enough carries. Yeah, running backs. If this were 15 years ago, I might agree with you. But I don't know that I see a running back. I don't see it. They've just lost so much value, right? Catalon is a good possibility. I agree. Yeah. I could see Knox blowing up, but I don't know if he gets first-round status. If Hunter Henry doesn't get a first-round pick, I don't see it for Knox. Well, you're comparing apples and oranges. Hunter Henry was a different kind of tight end than Knox. They're two completely Trey Knox could absolutely be a stunning receiving tight end. The question's going to be about his ability to block, right? And yeah, even if he's A+ in everything and he's got film and stats and all that, it's still a tough sell. I'm not even sure that it's as great as we all think it could be with him. I don't know. Jayden Hazelwood could have a big year. You're not wrong, Will. I agree with that. Need Hudson Henry to blow up. I'm okay with Knox and we just said his name, Nathan Bax. I'm okay with those two. I think the only other person to go in the first round would be Cat. Yeah, and I think that was the most common pick, and I think that's right. I think Catalon. I think at one point I want to say it was coming out of the A&M game. Of course, we weren't really sure about his status, but we knew he'd messed up his hand. But I can remember there were some early mock drafts, and Catalon was making those lists. He was making the short list for one of the top DBs, one of the top safeties in the country, and he was making some of the first round mock drafts. And that was after A&M. And then of course, we found out his injury was a little more severe than we thought, and then he didn't play. Maybe KJ if he goes bananas. I don't know, man. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? Now, we're sitting here talking about KJ Jefferson as a dark horse Heisman candidate, right? What if he did make the trip to New York? Just goes bonkers this year. Anything's possible, man. Is he in the conversation? I think next year's quarterback class is going to be a lot better, though. It's going to be a lot better. No blocking ability and weight. You need to be at least 250 pounds to block NFL beasts. There's some 245 cats in the league. But yeah, you've typically, most of those guys, depending on what kind of offense you're in, they are typically north of 245, 250. One thing we can agree on, KJ is not Jamarcus Russell. I mean, we don't know. We don't know what he is, right? I mean, we didn't know Russell was what he was or what he wasn't until after he was drafted. But he had an incredible amount of hype, right? An incredible amount of hype. All right, make sure you guys have liked the stream, share the content if you haven't already, subscribe. Do appreciate you guys. Again, I don't announce these lives anymore. I know that kind of messes with everybody's schedule, but I hope you guys who are watching this later, I hope you guys also slap the like button, and I hope you enjoy the content as always. Yeah, I think another name, I don't know if he's first round or not. I wouldn't go that far. But Drew Sanders. Draft eligible. Technically, he's a junior. 6'5", 235. Can put his hands in the dirt, play on the line. He could play outside linebacker. I mean, he could do it all. He is a do-it-all, speedy, big, long, physical, great pursuit linebacker. If you watch enough Alabama film, I'm not going to say first round, but I mean, unless he just blows up. I mean, you saw what Morgan and Poole and Henry did on the stat sheet a year ago. Imagine what Drew Sanders does if he could stay healthy all year long. That might be his goal, you know. And I think maybe he realized that Barry Odom's defense, he's got a real opportunity to stand out. Maybe that's why he came here. And his goal is, I want to be a first rounder. If he gets a poor grade this year or doesn't do what he doesn't do enough to get him in that conversation, maybe he comes back for another year. But maybe Drew Sanders is someone we need to keep an eye on. We already talked about Ricky Stromberg. KJ, I mean, I wouldn't throw him out of the conversation. It's hard. It's a hard sell. RPO quarterbacks, it can be a little bit of a difficult sell sometimes. Dominic Johnson was thrown in there. My only issue with that is running backs have just lost a tremendous amount of value. Trey Knox, don't see him as a first rounder, but could be. I mean, who knows if he has a magical year, if he does something that, I don't know, if he does something really special, could be a top 4, top 3 tight end taken off the board. Or, you know, could, and I hate to say this and I hate to put it this way, but he could struggle at the position and, you know, we don't get to fully see what he's capable of. You kind of wish they had done this preseason last year, right, with his move to tight end. Talked about Jayden Hazelwood. Of the receivers, that's probably your only. Warren Thompson has the measurables, great size, solid catch radius, but did not do what I think some of us thought he would do and take over as the number 2 wideout last year, dropping balls. I don't see Warren Thompson. I mean, again, he's going to have a hell of a turnaround to even be in that conversation. But anything's possible because it kind of feels like wide receivers wide open. Dwight McLaughlin, who is draft eligible, by the way. Could he be someone? Another individual in this group text said Miles Slusher is going to shock the world this year. We'll see. Latavius Brinney, he's also draft eligible out of Georgia. And that's probably about your list. I mean, when you talk, other than that, everything else is a guessing game, like who's going to actually get drafted. How many draft picks do they have next year? How many total picks do they have? I do like Torrin Carter as someone, when you talk about being draft eligible and going pro, wouldn't put him in the first round, but Torrin Carter, if what he did during the spring translates into the fall and we see it on the field, it translates onto the field in 2022, Torrin Carter could have a special year, right? Landon Jackson is not draft eligible. He's only a sophomore. He's a second-year guy. We can just go down this entire list. There's some possibilities there, though. What round will Ridgeway go? Yeah, so that's the that's the million-dollar question today is who is next to get drafted in this draft class. I would argue Ridgeway. I just don't know. I know that him and Monteric Brown did not grade out great. So here's your list of guys who there's a possibility of getting drafted. John Ridgeway, 6'6", 327-pound defensive lineman. I think solid athleticism. His ability to clog up the inside. I mean, he could take away running lanes. I mean, that's absolutely a bonus for him. Great athleticism I should say great, really good athleticism for someone that size. Next up, you'd have Monteric Brown, Grant Morgan, Myron Cunningham. Ty Clary has been mentioned. I don't see Clary getting drafted. And Trey Williams. Those are the guys that are kind of left on this on the board for the Razorbacks. Is it possible none of these guys get drafted? You have one player out of Arkansas drafted. And the saving grace being that he was a first-round pick. Yeah. 2021, you had just one pick. Jonathan Marshall, who went to the Jets. 2020, you had 2 picks. Cam Curl and McTelvin Agim. Cam Curl, who clearly a great fit in Washington. McTelvin Agim, I think he played a little bit. Did he not last year? And you also had Armon Watts in 2019. Sorry, Agim was 2020. Armon Watts, who went to the Vikings, he went in the 6th round in 2019. Dre Greenlaw went in the 5th round, of course, to those nasty San Francisco 49ers. You guys remember Yelda Froholt? Forgot about him. He got drafted in 2019. He went to the Patriots. So you had 3 picks in 19. You had 2 picks in 18. David Williams and Frank Ragnow. Ragnow was your last first-round pick in 2018. And 2017, you had 3 picks. No, they had 4, did they not? 1, 2, 3. No, it was 3. 2016, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks. Jonathan Williams, Alex Collins, Sebastian Tritola, Brandon Allen, Hunter Henry. Some pretty nice names there. 2015, you had several picks. They had 5. Trey Flowers to the Patriots in the 4th round. I think he worked out pretty good there for a little while. He did some good in New England. Spate went to the Redskins, and then he hit early retirement not long after. Tevin Mitchell. Spate was 5th round. For some reason, I thought he was 4th round. He was 5th round in 2015. Darius Philon in 2015 went to Mr. Hawes' San Diego Chargers. 2014, they had 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, the Brett Bielema era, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 picks. That's not terrible. I think you want to average like 5 picks a year, though. I think that should be the average here. I think Arkansas should absolutely be getting about five players drafted a year. That's where they should be. Let's hope that Pittman gets them back to that. We may see how NIL can affect draft decisions. I wonder if NIL money might be equal to 5th or 6th round money, and could that have caused Ridge or Mo Brown to stay? It's a good question. I don't know. I really don't know. Agim was a 5-star. Can't miss out of high school. Was he a bust at Arkansas? Yeah, we kind of wanted more out of him, and we just didn't get it. Brown should go in the late 2nd. That ain't happening, Michael. He is not. Dude, he's given like a free agency grade. There ain't no way he's going in the 2nd round, man. I want to know what you're on today, Michael. Jalen has till June 1st to declare or come back. Okay. Ridge will probably go 3rd or 4th. Ridgeway, I just don't know. I think he's kind of the X factor for the Razorbacks right now. I like the fit, Burks in Tennessee. Yeah, it's a good fit. It's a good place for him to wind up, for sure. Need to order my Treylon Burks jersey. Y'all, you're not going to catch me wearing a Titan jersey. No way. I'm seeing that everywhere, and I get it. We want to support our boy, but I ain't wearing no Titans jersey. No way. If I bought a Dre Greenlaw jersey, it'd be to burn it because he's a 49er. I hate the 49ers. Lando YT, Burks went to the Titans, and I'm working there this summer. Oh, that's very cool. Going to try and get a signed one. There you go, man. Hell yeah. I'm on the Razorback Kool-Aid with Jack. I think you are. I think you've had a little too much. It's only 1:30, 1:37 Central Time, my man. I'm just going to be a Titans fan now. And then what do you do if he gets traded in 2 or 3 years or in 3 years at the tail end of his rookie contract? What are you going to do then if he gets traded? Might try to go to the Titans-Chiefs game this year when they come down to Arrowhead. Yeah. That might be a pretty interesting game. It's Friday, sunshine. Yeah, but it's 1:38. Has anyone seen Cole Kelly's highlights? He looks like he'll be a good quarterback. I don't know if he gets drafted or not, but I have seen some of the stuff that's been posted here and there, and he does have a hell of an arm. We knew that here, that he had a good arm, powerful arm. He just, unfortunately, he was in an unfortunate situation at Arkansas. Be mad at the Titans. I'm not mad at anybody. I just don't understand. I've never understood following. It's like the LeBron James stuff, That's a little different because, right, we're not in Ohio. We're not following him because, whatever, because we're not in Cleveland. But it was like when Matt Jones got drafted by the Jags and you saw all of a sudden there were Jaguar fans everywhere around here. I just don't understand. I don't understand that. I've never look. You do you, right? But I'm a Ram fan, right? I did have a moment where I had to pick when they left St. Louis. I wasn't real thrilled with that, but I stuck it out with them. How about Kenny Pickett being the first quarterback? Yeah, Malik Willis. I thought for sure Malik Willis was going to be the guy. I thought for sure he was going to get off the board, and he's still available. Someone's going to get a solid quarterback. Dean, he didn't get drafted out of Georgia. I was so pissed the Redskins didn't pick them. I need a new pro team to cheer for. I'm kind of leaning towards the Titans. Oh. So you're going to leave your team because they didn't draft who you wanted them to draft? Dude, that was my Rams for like 2 decades. Horrible picks. I think there's certain excusable moments to leave a team. I think when they leave a city, I think that's a legit argument, right? Plenty of St. Louis people were pissed when they left St. Louis. They were so mad. A feud that's still brewing with those people right now. They freaking hate the Rams organization. I wasn't thrilled with them. I think that's a decent reason, right? When they relocate. Because now it's out of the city. I'm a St. Louis guy. Grew up rooting and going to the old Busch Stadium in St. Louis, watching the Cardinals play. I went to a Rams game in 2000. It was a Monday night game, and of course the Rams lost. I don't understand. I don't understand following players. I've never understood that. You could support a guy like, oh, I'm a fan of that guy. I like him, right? But I'm not going to root for his damn team. Hell no. Don't call Chad Morris an unfortunate situation. He was a nightmare. I think it was an unfortunate situation, though, Chance. I think that's fair. I've heard Titans might draft Willis. I could see that, yeah. I'm a Steelers fan. I really hope they don't bite us in the ass. I've never really been a fan of any NFL team, just now deciding to jump on the bandwagon. So many former Jaguar fans. So many former Raiders fans. Got to admit, no team in the NFL has ever known their first-round pick better than the Steelers know Pickett. They always do stupid stuff. Who does? Who does stupid stuff? Yeah, I think it was an unfortunate situation. I think that's a great way to put Chad Morris' era at Arkansas. Absolutely. Unfortunate. It was unfortunate that they didn't hire their athletic director first, although that worked out. Thank God. Oh, yeah. Redskins. All right. And we're going to close this out with some portal talk. Ooh, talk dirty to me. Let's talk some portal. I think we brought this up, but I want to talk about it some more. Arkansas definitely interested in Nebraska defensive lineman Casey Rogers, who's a 3-star prospect out of high school. He's not 6'5", 250. If you look at his 247, that's his high school profile. I think he's bouncing around 290, I think, right now. Arkansas definitely interested. I don't have anything other than that on the moment. Now, he hit the portal April 20th. So I'm pretty sure we talked about this a little bit, but that is still someone, as far as I know, he's still out there. Arkansas still interested. Yes, they have room in the portal. It sounds like 2 defensive linemen and a wide receiver. Good. I mean, I don't know, man. I hope they can find someone out of the portal that fits what they want to do at wide receiver. A part of me is almost like, why not go after 3 defensive linemen? When you look at what they've got going on the roster, I think they might ought to use all 3 of those picks. I think that's where I'm settling at. They need to go after 3 defensive linemen, a couple more, maybe I don't know, maybe one edge rush guy if you could find them, because we don't know what Landon Jackson's going to do. The other spot, you're kind of scratching your head. We don't know where Landon Jackson's at. He didn't get to go full pads, I don't think, at all during spring camp. He was there. He was present. I'm kind of thinking they ought to go 3 defensive linemen, however they want to do it. But they're kind of, I don't know, man. They've got 4 300-pounders, right? You're probably going to end up seeing a 3-man front again simply because they don't feel comfortable with what's going on up front on the defensive line. I don't blame them for wanting to look at another wideout. I think a lot of people are overreacting to the spring scrimmage, what we got to see. But there's still plenty of questions at wide receiver. And Casey Rogers out of Nebraska is someone they're definitely interested in. And then you've got this kid out of Arkansas State, Terry Hampton, 6'1", 6 foot, hovering around 300 pounds. They did put out an official offer, I think 3 days ago on the 26th. I think it was the 26th they offered him. It might have been a couple days before. Arkansas is not the only school all over this kid. Illinois, there's an article from the Writing Illini on Fansided that they're Illinois is interested. So Arkansas did pull the trigger on him. He's listed 6 foot 293, has offers from Oregon State, SMU, and Utah State, and of course Arkansas. There's been some question marks that Arkansas, if they officially offered him. I was told they did. So maybe they didn't, but I believe that they did. So they are definitely targeting. We know for a fact they're going after at least a couple defensive linemen. I forget. Are you talking about Landon Jackson, Swaggy? Did he not? Wasn't it I don't remember. I thought it was lower body, but I'm not entirely sure. So, yeah, there you have it. That's what's going on in the portal right now. I don't have any updates other than that. But again, they are targeting for sure at least 2 defensive linemen. I mean, it also could change depending on who hits the portal. You've got deadlines coming up and whatnot. Expecting to hear something probably in the month of May for sure. I feel like we'll probably know exactly what's going on by the end of May, because you're coming up on some deadlines for the portal to be eligible and whatnot. But yeah. So again, shout out to Patreon supporters. You guys could not be. I couldn't be here without you. And look at you guys, 40 plus, baby. 40 plus individuals, and we gained another one yesterday. We gained another Patreon yesterday, I believe. So let me pull that up. Let me give you a shout out. I'll pull it up here really quick. Josh French, that's who it was. Shout out to Josh French. I think he's in our Discord as well. So let me give you that link really fast. If you guys, if you want to join and you've been hesitant, well, here you go. Do it. Pull the trigger. Do it. Joining our Discord, that is. I still think we should go get a receiver. Wouldn't want it to be a what if after the season. Yeah, but I think you could say that about a lot of different positions, though, Swaggy. You know, we could be saying the same thing after, a few games with our DBs, even though Pittman's telling you you're too deep at every position. You heard Otis Kirk when I had him on last week. He said, I think they ought to go after another corner, or another defensive back. I mean, Otis Kirk, one of the most dialed in media people around. Say what you want. I love the guy. Otis is awesome. Gave us some really good intel. He felt like they ought to go after another DB. Why isn't Arkansas in Madden 22 game mode? Anyone know how to create them? I have no idea. That's out of my league. I don't know. I bought Madden. All I've done with Madden 22 when I bought it was adjust rosters. I pumped my Rams way up where they should have been. They highly undervalued Stafford. Oh, my God. But I never played it. I've not played a single down on Madden 22. I will come Monday. I'm gonna update the rosters. So, yeah, I think you could say that about a lot of different positions, but I see why they want to go after a wide receiver. I do. But I think really they might have a little bit of a situation. If they want to work with a four-man front, I think they're going to need to go after another defensive lineman for sure. I really do. I think it ought to be 3 defensive linemen. I don't feel comfortable with the depth there. I'm not saying the starters, right? Still got Jordan Dominant coming in from Georgia Tech. We'll see what Landon Rogers can do, right? You still got some guys that are hanging around that who knows, guys like Eric Gregory, Torrin Carter. We'll see what Cam Ball can do. Cam Ball will be a redshirt freshman. What's going on with Marcus Miller? Does he contribute at all? I hope. They're going to need him to. Jashad Stewart, Zach Williams, your rushers, your edge rush guys. But there's so many questions, man. You've only got 4. I think you've only got 4 legitimate interior defensive linemen on this roster. That makes it really difficult to run a 4-man front when you only feel comfortable with that amount, right? Cam Ball, who's at 313. Torrin Carter, who's under 300 at 298. Eric Gregory's at 302. They've kind of moved some of these guys around. Marcus Miller, who's really not done anything since he's been here, but he's at 6'5", 298. Nichols out of Springdale, he's just right at 300 pounds, 6'3", 300 pounds, who was recruited to play D-end at Arkansas, actually. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like they ought to go after 3 more defensive linemen, but you could toss it up anyway, right? I'm not gonna tell someone that they absolutely should not go after another wide receiver. But I do think people are overreacting a little bit after the scrimmage, just a tad bit. But yeah, I would like to see them go after 3. You know what? Also, there's an argument that maybe they should go after another linebacker if you could find one. And I think too that's what they're going to end up doing. Whatever's there and they feel like fits them the best, they'll take. But I feel pretty confident that they're going to take 2 defensive linemen and 1 wide receiver. So. Yeah, that's probably what they're going to end up doing. So, all right. Again, shout out to Direct Service Overhead Garage Door Company and Patreon supporters and you guys who make these live shows. Appreciate you. I'll be back next week. God willing, I'll be back next week. And you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of the draft. We'll see who's next. I'm guessing Ridgeway, but I don't know. Wouldn't shock me if none of those guys get drafted. But you never know. Never say never, right? Woo pig, and I'll see you guys next week.